Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Colin Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 589 for comics originally coming out September the 8th and the 9th, depending on whether you're DC or everybody else in the free world. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops this coming week, Drew, I don't think we have anything feedback-wise from the listeners. We did all of our wonderful Comic-Con last week, so we might have just a normal, quick, and easy one this week, don't we?
Oh, man, you just jinxed us.
Yeah, no kidding. We could have actually stopped midway through last week's and did the Chadwick Boseman, but I didn't feel like dragging everybody down.
That's true. So, yeah, kind of a last... That is true. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. And we didn't talk about it. It broke really late, like as we were pushing record on our Audacity, and so we decided not to say anything at the time. And it is very sad.
It's crazy, man. Just crazy.
I'm gonna miss that character and films that he's done. So bummer. So you did. So we brought this week's episode down.
Yeah.
Way to go. Way to go.
But we led with it. We can build from that, hopefully.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk the hot 10 from the good folks at Comic Book Invest.
All right.
Am I doing that or are you doing that?
Since I'm clicking on the wrong thing, you're doing it.
All right. Well, I thought that's why you mentioned it, because the number one is Rise of the Black Panther -- 1, the movie variant.
Yeah, I hadn't got there yet, but yeah, it worked out good.
It jumped from $5 to almost $100. Because it's Chadwick Boseman on the cover. Rest in peace. And folks want it. They want that cover, and it went for a lot. So it's going for triple digits. And good luck finding it.
Yeah, I said not only is this a very nice reminder of how good he was as a Black Panther as well, so a really nice cover.
Yeah. Number 2 is Claws of the Panther #1, the Stephanie Hans 1 in 10 variant. This was about a $20 book a week ago. Now it's $125 plus. And quite frankly, the entire list could be Black Panther books because they're all hot. Mm-hmm. Number 3 is Ironheart #1, the second printing. This was a $5 book last month, and now it's selling for $350.
Jeez.
So that's crazy, and I can't imagine that's got staying power at that.
Yeah.
It's Ironheart. I mean, come on. Number 4 is Miles Morales Spider-Man #18, the Ron Lim variant. One per store. So yeah, this was one per store. Is that awesome this looking cover? We know this is around 3,000 copies, so $60. That's pretty good. People love Miles. Mm-hmm. Number 5, Black Panther #2 from 2005. The price of 9.8s of this jumped from $250 to $500 instantly after the sad news of last week. Black Panther #5 is also on here. The first full appearance of Shuri as Black Panther shot up from $20 somewhat sought after key to $100 juggernaut overnight. And you mentioned this before.
Yeah.
His passing, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought that there was a chance that Shuri was going to be spun off into the next Black Panther or some sort of leading role with it, just kind of based on the way that in the MCU they kind of split off T'Challa's technology and how he designed his own suit, and they gave that stuff to Shuri. I thought maybe they would give her more of a role. Yeah. And now I think that's definitely the plan.
That's definitely the plan for sure. Rank 7 is Amazing Spider-Man #4 from 2014. After being a very consistent seller in the 225 to 250 range for 9.8s. News released today that Sony is going ahead with a Silk TV show. So all those copies disappeared and the price jumped to $300 to $315.
Drew, I have made a pile, and it is of all my Silk stuff. It is this. It is the 1 in 10 variant of this Amazing Spider-Man 4. It is my Silk complete run of the first Silk run. It is my signed copies of stuff. And the second that we get an announcement on who's playing Silk, we will get a jump, and I'm probably going to put a bunch of stuff up. So I was thinking about waiting out, but I think that's my best bet. If I thought I could get this off to CGC and back, I might do that, but I'm just going to say no.
Well, didn't you have multiples?
Yeah, I have, of this first one, of the regular 4, yeah, I think I have 3 copies of the regular 4 and then 1 of the variant. And then I have multiple copies of that first Silk run, number 1, plus the whole first run, plus signed versions of that run. So the first ones.
So, I mean, I know I'm not one to talk, because I don't do it, I just talk about it, but it makes sense. Throw it in the mail.
Yeah.
One of them, at least.
Yeah.
Number 8, we have Batwang number 19. The price definitely moved up after DC Fandom. Spiked from 80 to 175 to 200.
I bought the whole Batwing run for $1 a piece at one point. I think I still have them.
Yeah, the new 52 run, right?
Yeah, and I'm. Did you give me a Talon run, or did I get a Talon run off you from the new 52?
Maybe.
Because if we do end up getting that Court of Owls tie-in with the Batman movie, because we got the birthday card with the owl on it, so we look. Like
I'm gonna need that back.
So I'm hoping that we not only do the Court of Owls, but we feature Talon, and if they do that, not only having that full Batman run with the full Court of Owls and the first appearance of that Talon, his full run could spike a little bit as well. So I love the fact that I went a little heavy on the new 52 because I enjoyed it so much and wanted to own them. Now, hopefully that's paying off a little bit. It already is in some of the Court of Owls stuff with Batman, but hopefully some of these tertiary things that I just really enjoyed reading.
We have a Tomahawk number 0. This is a Donny Cates book from who knows when. I don't know this. I missed this one. But it didn't have any heat on it until Donny Cates tweeted out, "A tomahawk will rise again. Trust." And that's it. That's all he did. And now it's selling for $25.
A Tomahawk by Image, released in October of 2017.
Yeah, and I don't even I knew he was on my radar in 2017, but maybe I didn't care that much. I don't know. I don't remember this one.
Yeah.
Number 10, It Eats What Feeds It. Number 1, the second print. We said, or like I said, well, you got lucky with the first print. I doubt the second print will have any. And I was wrong.
Yeah, we didn't get this art, unfortunately, ahead of time either.
Yes. And the art is not great.
Are you kidding? That's awesome.
The alligator?
Yeah.
Or crocodile? Which one is it?
Pointy nose crocodile.
Okay. So it fits into $15 to $25 range, and I was off on that one. Honorable mention goes to Amazing Heroes number 131. One of those preview books. It's going for insane money. It was always a $50 book, but this week it's as high as $180. The draw of this book is there's an interview with McFarlane, and they show Venom prior to ASM 298, 299, or 300. So that's one of those BS.
That's the first appearance.
Fake ass.
Let's pull the rug out from under these Spider-Man stuff.
Okay, well then let's go. What about the ads in the back of a
Moving
comic
on, the Phantom Strangers,
for a comic that's coming out. Is the first appearance of the Chew ad, or is it? It's dumb. It's dumb. This is not real comic specking.
Said as a man with a hard-on for ASM 300.
Whatever. And the throwback is the Phantom Stranger number 1. With a CGC 2.0 selling for $1,100 with a detached cover. Well, my stuff with detached covers isn't worth bubkas. Come on. That's crazy. That's 20% over a 3.0 that sold last year. So pull all your money out of stocks and invest in
In
these
1940s bondage covers.
I think that's the way to go.
If you were a creep before it was cool, you're going to make some money.
All right, Kyle, let's do some FOC. We don't have an email, right?
Correct. But all the ones that are in yellow are the features. So I got this. I've done this before.
You got this covered?
Yep. So, of course, FOC is our final order cutoff. It's our last ability to add things to our order, take things away from our order, see a little bit of art, are all the things we need to do to make sure we get these things as soon as they come out. They're in our box. They're ready to rock right when things. And we don't need to chase them on the secondary market. We don't need to browse through the eBays, and we don't need to trust that some scummy LCSs will have these books for us. We will just be guaranteed to have them. So we love to crawl through this. One of us is doing our entire orders through FOC. I won't point any elbows, but his initials are Drew. So this is our right up to the money time to look at some things and make our final decisions on do we want these books and how many do we want. Of course, Eric sends us this wonderful list of all the FOC items that are due. Of course, DC are due by 6 o'clock on Sunday. Everything else...
Nope, not this week.
Oh, craptastic. Everything's a holiday.
Yeah, there is no DC this time.
Yeah, we had the DC that was due last Thursday. So if you want a DC, it was due last Thursday. Are these still midday or 6 o'clock Monday though?
I don't remember.
Yes.
What did it say last week?
FOC due date the 7th.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that is Monday. So everybody else still cool, still having a good old time. Of course, Eric likes to feature a few items when he sends these out as well. One of the things he is featuring is from IDW, Crowleth, #1, second print, Peach Momoko cover. So, a really nice Peach Momoko cover right there on the Crowleth from IDW. We also have TMNT Best of Raphael from IDW. Of course, Raphael, the most angry of all the turtles, and that is an amazing James Biggie cover. That is really cool. The nice silhouette of Raphael, shrouded in red with just the black outline. Awesome. $6 book right there. That you can get a discount if you pre-order. Okay, we have Spawn 310. Now, Eric is highlighting the 4 cover set because for Spawn 310, which we're getting into, Cowboy Spawn or whatever his name is, we get Spawn cover A, the Matina cover, Spawn cover B, the McFarlane cover, Spawn 310 cover C, the Berens cover, and there is a special 1 in 5 McFarlane sketch copy that some shops have limited to 1 per person. Some shops have spiked the price on. But for $13 from Cowabunga, you can get the A, the B, the C, and the 1 in 5 sketch all in one big bundle for $13.
Or just buy the sketch for $10 or $9.99. Is that right?
Yep, sketch.
And
just get the sketch for $9.99.
The one in 5. You can get the 1 in 5 sketch for $9.99, or for an extra $3, get the full set.
Get the whole kit and caboodle.
So I would probably do that, right?
Heck yeah.
I mean, why would you not? You get 3 extra comics for $3 extra.
Yep. And these are some really pretty.
So
Bjorn Berendez is a evil looking cover. There's all kinds of cool stuff.
So you're buying 4 comics to get, and you're getting the 1 in 5.
Yeah, one of them you're getting.
So you don't have to buy the 5th comic,
and you don't have to track it down and hope somebody has it. You just order it ahead of time and you're ready to rock. We also have Amazing Spider-Man 49. Eric is highlighting the Mark Brooks variant. Now the big thing about Amazing Spider-Man 49, it is legacy number 850. So for keeping track of legacies and if those things are special to you and if Marvel has gotten to you, just know that this is a $10 book for A, reasons, and B, because it's $8.50.
For A, reasons.
Yes.
Did you skip over the Ice Cream Man third print?
I am just doing the feature things and not going down individuals.
Oh, okay.
We will get to that in time, just like we do every single week. True.
Oh, it's weird because we're doing okay. We don't have the
Fantastic
emails.
Four number 24, the Alex Ross Human Torch Timeless variant. Drew, we've been a big fan of these Alex Ross Timeless variants.
Yeah.
Except this one, I would not have been able to say that's Alex Ross from a distance like I have with everything else because it's just a ball of fire.
Yeah.
Immortal Hulk, Threshing Place number 1, the Bennett variant, a very cool Hulk cover there, written by Jeff Lemire. Two of comics' most imaginative talents unite for a Hulk tale like none other. So that is pretty cool. On that, I did not see that, and I believe that is all. Nope, we got one more. Horizon Zero Dawn number 3, of course, the Peach Momoko cover. It's available for FOC. So, continuing to have a Peach Momoko on all these Horizon Zero Dawns, and that doesn't change for the third one. We get this awesome Peach Momoko.
Is it the same game wraparound that was on the number 1, or is it a new game?
They're new art on everything.
Because it looks very similar.
Yep, that's the same thing. Never mind. Yeah.
Which is weird, right?
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
And the Peach Momoko is different? Is that a different Peach Momoko?
Yeah, different Peach Momoko.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so you getting 2 of those too?
Yeah, definitely. But these are the things that Eric's picked out for us. Drew, let's go on through and see what we think we can find out of this.
Oh, okay. That's how it works.
Yeah. So since I don't have the physical email, the things that are highlighted are the things that are going to be in the physical email. So that's why I go through first, just like I always do, and then we go back around, just like we always have.
We've always done this, and I got lost.
Here we go.
Okay, gotcha. So, Stranger Things Science Camp, number 1, kind of interesting.
I like the idea. I mean, I wasn't jonesing for some Stranger Things until you said that, and now I am, and now I'm getting Camp Crystal Lake and all that kind of stuff. Throwbacks to 80s horror, so that could be pretty dope.
Yeah, it could be fun.
Yeah. We shall see. That looks kind of rad.
But I'm not getting it.
There you go. Of course, from IDW, we talked about the Crowleth, and we talked about that really cool looking.
You getting all 3 of those?
Team, huh?
Are you going to buy all 3 of those?
All 3 of what?
The Crow. I mean, they're all Peach Momoko.
Yep, and they're all second.
They're all second prints. Would you not buy all 3?
And I do like Sealy. It's a great question. We'll see. I might.
How hot is she?
She's awesome.
I mean, like spec hot. How hot is she? Spec
She's cooled
hot?
down. Absolutely cooled down. She went from nobody knows about this to household name, and that always, as per usual, slows things down. I don't know. I'll think on that one. Down into Image.
What do you think of that TMNT Best of Raphael? Do you like that?
It's an awesome looking cover. I love it.
Why is it $6?
This issue launches a new
pages.
series of TMNT reprints that showcase the best stories of your favorite TMNT characters. Featuring tales from different publishers, this first issue showcases the ever-surly Raphael. And almost 100 pages, this is your one-stop shop for all things cool but rude. So 100 pages for $6 is a bargain, my friend.
Yeah, that's about what the Walmart books get, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
A really cool cover, and of course they're obviously going to do these with all of them, so that is going to be very cool to have. Is just those silhouette covers for each character. Your red one, your orange one, your blue one, your purple one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get it now. I get the appeal.
There we go. Department of Truth, number 1. James Tynion IV. Martin,
your boy,
Simon's series premiere. Cole Turner has studied conspiracy theories all of his life, but he isn't prepared for what happens when he discovers that all of them are true, from the JFK assassination to flat Earth theory and reptilian shapeshifters. One organization has been covering them up for generations. What is the deep dark secret behind the Department of Truth? I love James Tinian the fourth, but boy, having 1, 2 regular covers and a 25, a 50, a 10, and a 100.
He thinks a lot of himself.
Man, that's
Or he's got a lot of friends
and
that
a
do
really
cover.
cool Jenny Frizen cover B too. But like, there's just too many darn covers, which means that if I don't go deep and take a big chance, I'm never going to have the good covers on this one. It's crazy.
Well, you're definitely not going to go 50 or 100.
You are correct.
Yeah. But, maybe the Frizen will be... The Frizen's nice.
Yeah, it's very cool looking.
It's very nice.
So either way I'm going to read this. Either way I want it. But I don't know that I'm going to jump in the deep, deep waters with this one.
Yes. Ice Cream Man, number 20, going to a third print. This time it's Lorax.
Not only did I call this, but I said Lorax.
I think you did, yeah.
And I love the fact that there's a dead Lorax in the front. That's awesome.
But do we think there's diminishing returns on these? Because the last one, so many copies sold.
Okay. I wanted
we
the
still
first
think
one
this
correct.
is a set.
I wanted the first one correct.
Yes.
I wanted the second one correct.
Yes.
I want this one correct.
Okay. All right.
They're all good. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish next. Let's do this. I'm in. This will diminish. There won't be quite as many as the B, but I mean, these are so cool. Keep them going.
So they figured out the magic formula.
Yeah. If I remember correct, Ink Blot number 1 was on fire, and it's going to a second print.
So what other nostalgic throwback homage covers could be the next one? Do you think if a series of Goosebumps homages would that ring your fancy?
That would be cool. I'm sure those have already been done, but that would be cool. The little golden books, the Puppy That Could, those kind of things would be awesome. Just make them a little completely jacked up.
That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
So there's miles to go here. They can just keep going.
Yeah. Just in general, nursery rhymes. Goodnight Moon. They could torment that kind of thing. We saw them have The Giving Tree and other those Stan Larson books and stuff in there. So there are things to do. And then you could do like the quintessential high school books where they could spoof off your Great Gatsbys and your stuff that you had to read in high school.
Where the red fern grows.
Exactly. Just put a rabid dog with an ice cream on its head.
Yeah, that's good. Of Mice and Men, I think
that
you're
was
onto
the one
something.
that was on the tip of my tongue. Was unvising. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. That's a good idea. You need to write that down. Get that. Let's get in on that.
Yeah. Watership Down.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. Anyways, Ink Blot, second print. Get it.
Why do we want that?
The first one took off, did really cool things, and was popular. And I think this one will be popular as well. And with the heat of second printings, I mean, you don't want
that's
to really
true.
miss
Hell,
this.
you should just get every second printing in at that point, right?
Yeah. And this is a completely different cover from what we got on Ink Blot number 1 that was kind of crazy.
Yeah. But isn't it mostly Marvel second prints that have the heat?
Well, DC has now switched to doing that kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
And we don't really know. We haven't really done there's not been a ton of heat on Image second prints.
Mm-mm.
But maybe.
Maybe the speckers just need to discover them eventually.
Maybe. Yep.
Yeah.
Ink Blot seems fraught with possibly doing something with.
Yeah.
Mirka Indolfo's Mercy, going to its sixth print. The grand finale. This is it. Mirka Indolfo's limited series phenomenon reaches its cataclysmic conclusion. So, 6 of 6 for Mirka Indolfo. Alright, down to some Marvel stuff. We talked, of course, about our good friend Spider-Man 49 and how many doggone covers we have with that as well. My goodness.
How Alex Ross did not do a Moon Knight timeless variant
Yeah.
for that Avengers 36. I do not understand. He must have been doing it a long time ago and not know what the storyline was going to be.
Yeah.
But that's baloney.
Mm-hmm. There's a cool J. Scott Campbell version on that Spider-Man 49 as well.
But yeah. So is this the last of the Age of Khonshu storyline for Avengers?
The Age of Khonshu presents the fight of the century: Moon Knight versus the Black Panther for the fate
Doesn't
of
sound
all
like
reality.
it. No, must be a 6-parter. So it started, what, 33? So 33.
Boy, I would love to see Alex Ross do a timeless Moon Knight. You are correct, sir.
Well, yeah, right?
You said it, and now that's all I can think about.
So maybe he will eventually get to it. If he's doing freaking Human Torch.
And the Thing and Invisible Woman. I would love it if Invisible Woman's a blank variant. Now, damn, it isn't.
That would be great. Yeah, maybe he'll get around to it. I hope so.
The first of these Fortnite variants I just saw. There we go. We talked about these Fortnite variants. Or maybe I just talked about it with my kid.
No, you mentioned it. Yeah. You mentioned it. How is that Fortnite variant? How can you tell?
Yes, so if I look at this, both Doctor Doom is in the current season of Fortnite, and this weird bear thing is a Fortnite character. So, my kid was actually running around as Thor with Doctor Doom's gauntlets on, tearing some stuff up. So, it was kind of cool.
Okay, well, what about the Avengers 36 Fortnite variant? How is that Fortnite related?
Cerbicelli. She-Hulk is a character in Fortnite, so they're featuring the art that made up the She-Hulk character, and then the character that she's chucking is one of the default starter characters for Fortnite.
Oh, okay. And then it says Fortnite story on that Fantastic Four.
Yeah, there was a couple of them there. I wasn't sure on that.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
Secret of the Yeah. Okay. So it's all right. So this says Fortnite, but we don't know that it's
that one looks like
not.
just regular covers there.
Mm-hmm. Is Immortal Hulk getting relaunched with somebody else? Jeff Lemire? Is it a one shot? Or is it a relaunch? I wonder. Oh, look, Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's back.
Savage Avengers having a Fortnite variant as well. Shang-Chi looks pretty rad.
Shang-Chi with an Gene Yang's the one that did the Superman versus the Ku Klux Klan book that I loved so much. He's awesome. So this might be really good.
Yeah, definitely worth a check out.
Yeah, and for $2 you can get the first issue for $2. So why not?
Definitely.
Kyle, is it time to steer clear of Strange Academy #1 printings, or is this another chance to? It looks like a different cover again.
It looks like a different cover. I mean,
keep going.
I could see you jumping ship, but I don't think I'm going to make the first move quickly. I'd say stay the course.
Oh, I thought that was Werewolf by Night. I thought that poster was Werewolf by Night 32.
Oh yeah,
I was all over that. I was clicking on that. I was like, "Oh man, I'm getting that!" No, it's the first #1. So, doggone it.
There's also a character spotlight for Strange Academy 3. I can't remember if we did a character spotlight on the first ones, or if this is the first time we're doing the character spotlight. So, if you're interested in the individual characters, this may be the time to also make sure we're grabbing their individual covers.
Oh, so one of the characters you think might break out.
Who you think is going to be the breakout character for this? But that's it for Marvel for me.
The final issue of Resistance, it's 6 issues out. And Year Zero number 5, both from AWA Studios.
That is such a cool cover on Year Zero.
They have a great slew of covers, man.
Yeah, Kari
they're
Andrews doing these.
They're really, really inventive. They look good as a set.
Yeah, 100%.
And then from Boom, We Only Find Them When They're Dead goes to a 3rd printing. So that's a surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't think that would do that well. Alienated's final issue, 6 of 6. We got a 3rd printing of Wind, number 1 of 5, and it gets to 3rd printing. Didn't see that happening either.
That's a shocker.
Dynamite just does a slew of Betty Page, Vampirella.
Yeah. Now we get down to our Horizon Zero Dawns. There's our Peach Momokos. I need 2 of those.
You mentioned that.
Sorry. Check.
I wrote it down.
Okay.
And of the complete story box set of Cinema Purgatorio. That's pretty awesome. I really enjoyed that. That was a Avatar series, but I think I'm the only one still reading anything Avatar. So me and like 4 other guys.
So this will have random covers on each of the 18 issues, but we'll have one cover for each issue 1 through 18 with a new series on the horizon.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And we have Tales of Terror Quarterly Hellfire number 1. This is a Zenoscope book. Could be interesting. Usually none of the Zenoscope books pan out spec wise, and this is a $9 book. So,
but of course, that is our FOC. That's our final order cutoff. Hopefully your LCS does FOC. If not, reach out to Cowabunga and he can either get you a list of what is available on FOC so you can see if it's worth your time, or you can just get everything through Cowabunga.
You can do that? Yeah. Now we have Cover Price, our friends at Cover Price, who have scoured eBay for the hottest books, and they give us their takes and for the top 20 books. Do you want to take the top 10 or the second 10?
I'll start us off since you did the UCS. Batman 3 Jokers number 1, the 1 in 25 Jason Fabok variant. Wow, did this book move. It may not be shaking the market in value, but this uber green cover sold 102 copies of 93, and we had a raw sale for $38. At rank 2, from 1986, we have Superman number 4. During DC's Fandom, there was a character spotlight teaser that revealed Idris Elba as the character Bloodsport, who first appeared in this issue. The market jumped all over this and moved 56 copies, up 144% with a raw sale of 47. Now keep in mind, this book connected to Suicide Squad 1 dropped hard shortly before the film's release. If you're looking for a cheap copy, these are there in the wild. At rank 3, we have Spawn 309. While a McFarlane cover will always win over other Spawn covers, this Zeta Death Dealer homage is just awesome and sold 50 copies at a 7-day trend of 141% and a raw sale of $30. And then at 4, we have Spawn 309 again, the McFarlane cover. Spawn fans love Gunslinger Spawn, who I called Cowboy Spawn earlier, but same thing. Whose first appearance is Spawn 174, by the way. And they were all over this reintroduction of the character. This McFarlane cover sold 89 copies, 58% with a high raw sale of $41. And it's just an awesome looking cover. At rank 5, of course, Black Panther number 1 from 1977. Honestly, this is just the beginning of the Black Panther book heat. Like we've seen with other hot books, this high market interest will spill out over the outlying Black Panther books, which it already has for Rise of the Black Panther number 1, and the variants. However, compared to Shuri books, this trend of first issues feels more like collectors mourning and reaching out to own a piece of Black Panther. Issue moved 31 copies, a 9.6 CGC selling for $475. This is one we talked about last week, the Spider-Man Noir number 3 O'Keefe 1 in 25 cover. With the first appearance of Spider-Man Noir hitting $700 at a 9.8 now, there's a heavy demand for this alternate version of Peter Parker. That demand spilled over to this great-looking variant, moving just 2 copies, but up to $70 for a raw sale on that 1 in 25. Batman, the 3 Jokers, Jason Fabok's Black and White, which is the 1 in 100 variant. 3 Jokers has been talked about since 2016's Justice League number 50, when Batman asked the Morbius chair to show him the Joker's real name, and instead revealed that there have been 3 Jokers throughout the Batman's history. This series has been highly anticipated, and the market reacted. This 1 in 100 variant moved 58 copies of raw sale for $153. And by the way, it's really good. So just FYI. Dark Knight's Death Metal Legends of the Dark Knight number 1. Robin King's first appearance debate continues to sell really, really, really well. 53 copies, $100 for CGC 9.8 already. The Batwang is back. My comic shop has been moving a ton of copies at $70 a piece because this book is trending once again. It's amazing how high this still sells for raw and how low graded copies are selling for. This week moved 21 copies and a raw sale is $70.
Is it because CGC's books are sealed up and you can't see the Wang? Is that the reason?
I don't know.
Is that why they don't sell well?
Yeah, I guess.
Huh. No. They want proof of Wang.
Yes, must be able to flip to it if need be. And at rank 10, Black Panther number 2 from 2005. As we just mentioned, Shuri books are hot. We don't like reporting on a trend that stems from such a huge loss. However, the market's fear of missing out is a strong machine that refuses to wait. Minutes after the news of Chadwick's death, the first appearance of Shuri took off and sold 24 copies, $450 for a 9.8.
Eek. At rank 11, also Black Panther number 1. This is the Lashley variant. It's selling quite well, $270 for CGC 9.8. Infinity number 4 from 2013. This is the Thane first full appearance and origin in this issue. It's selling for $20 for raw. New Avengers 10 from 2013. This is a cameo appearance of Thane, and it's selling gangbusters. Had a high sale of $250 for a CGC 9.8. So the market's kind of spoken there, I guess. We'll take the cameo over the first full appearance.
Mm-hmm.
That's too bad.
Don't you hate it when that happens, sir?
I do. Thor 5, the first Black Winter, still selling well. Sold 27 copies at a high of $207.50 for a CGC 9.8. Get that 50 cents on that.
Mm-hmm.
Batman number 4, the New 52, the one that I, of course, do not have. The Court of Owls is still trending, and this one is $48 for a CGC 9.6. That's terrible. That's not even worth CGCing in my mind. At rank 16 is Static number 1. Still got some heat from the Milestone relaunch news. This has a high of $289 for a CGC 9.8. The Polybagged also doing really well, $65 for a raw copy. Something is Killing the Children number 1 from 2019. This is still very hot. Got to dig this bastard out. Throw it up. Holy moly. $338 for a CGC 9.8. I'm going to send that away, I guess. The New Mutants number 1 from 1993. Film's coming out. So this has had sold 30 copies. Had a high sale of $213 for a CGC 9.8. So can I get $100 for my raw? You think?
Yeah, maybe.
Ultimate Fallout 4, rounding it out, Miles Morales, yada yada yada, had a high sale of almost $1,000 for a CGC 9.8. God, we could have bought a bunch of those for $20 not that long ago. My God, what's wrong with us? We suck at our jobs. Oh, all right. Well, that takes care of the hot spec. Now let's slide over to our sneak peek and see what the spec of this week might be.
Yeah, we're starting UCS, which is our DC books that will be coming out on the 8th. We just go to ucscomicdistributors.com/new releases, and that gives us the latest items, and those are the ones coming out 9/8. So let's see, Drew, what we have to find in store.
There's that beautiful black and white Jorge Jimenez Batman number 90 of him standing up on the top with Gotham in the background. That's just a gorgeous look. Color, black and white, whatever. It's a great piece of art.
Very cool.
And is this Batman Adventures the one with the first what's her face? No, forget it. Ignore me.
Consider done.
Oh, we got a criminal sanity Joker Harley criminal sanity coming back. Seems like it's a little dated, a little behind, but maybe not.
I just think, we normally only see the 3 issues of this, and we're getting 9 eventually. So I think we're just trudging along, doing fine.
Yep, that's true. Got some Nightwing. You like that B cover with Punchline on it?
Not horrible. Punchline
We've
looks
had
great.
horrible.
Nightwing looks dumb.
So it is horrible.
Yeah. Superman 25 having the 1 in 25 Sinmar cover.
Yeah, doesn't do anything for me.
And Wonder Woman 762 having the 1 in 25 Mikkel Yanin Liar variant. That is a cool looking variant. If you can get it for a deal, snag it up.
And Liar's also on the cover of the cover A, but just smaller.
Yeah, she's just chilling in the background.
Yeah. Good stuff. Nothing to write home about.
Yeah. Alright, let's head on off to previewsworld.com. Let's find new releases. Find things coming out on September the 9th. And let's start where we love to start, in Image, where we have Ice Cream Man presents Quarantine Comics Spec number 1. And for them, spec means special.
Yes, and I passed on this
because
it was already...
Because 50% of creator profits will go to the Comic Books United to help stores get back on their feet because of comic shops.
I don't think I knew that at the time I passed. So maybe I'll run out and get it now.
Yeah.
Still no Image on Undiscovered Country number 7, second print.
Interesting.
Yeah. Better get that Image figured out because, it's coming out in a couple days.
Straight off the heels of Bill and Ted Face the Music, we have Bill and Ted Are Doomed number 1. Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Teen number 1, a 4-issue series written by Cullen Bunn. I am going to probably read these because I am jonesing for this game, and I'm not going to get it anytime soon.
Yeah, you talked about this during FOC. You were kind of excited about it.
Yeah, very much so.
Still no cover image for the Eastman B cover for TMNT 109.
Shocker Kanto, still hot. Second print of Clockwork and Fairies, the one shot essentially.
Yeah. And second print for Transformers versus Terminator.
Same cover essentially, I think.
Was that like a Terminator inside of a Transformer?
Yeah, it's T-1000 with Optimus Prime.
You okay?
Yep, just yawning. Hope you wouldn't have pointed it out, but you did.
No, I don't think that was real subtle, bro.
Yep, I tend to not be. down to our Marvel books.
You care about this Ultraman thing?
Unless you can convince me to.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not. I was hoping you could say something. Yeah. And we were both pretty excited about during the FOC this Bounty Hunters third print.
Mm-hmm. Very cool Namor on the Empire Fallout Fantastic Four Alex Ross Timeless.
Lots of Thor printings for number 1, number 3, and number 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still really like that Star Wars. Yeah. Web of Venom, Wraith number 1. Okay, we got Donny Cates. Do we just grab all these and just keep buying Wraith until something happens that makes money?
I don't know. I've been wrong about the Donny Cates
machine
spec heat. Yeah. So I'm just going to stay out of this one.
All right. Off the Marvel and down into Dynamite, which I don't see anything, so down into Boom.
7 Secrets third printing. We got a cover now. That looks different to me.
It's different. Something is killing the children continues to move along.
So yeah, this is issue 10, and issue 1. What did we say in the comics heating up that the number 1 was going for $200?
Something like that, yeah. Well, the NCGC was, yep.
Yeah, NCGC, that's right. So 10 issues in, and we're that high. Yeah. That's crazy.
From Mad Cave Studios, we have Dryfoot number 1, Jared Luan, set in Miami during its most dangerous and decadent decade. The 1980s, this coming-of-age tale follows 4 teens desperate to escape the drugs and violence of the city. Together, they plot a heist to steal large sums of cash from the most dangerous gang on Cara Ocho, the Los Marielitos. Dryfoot is a fearsome story infused with Hispanic culture, and it deals with friendship, family, and sacrifice.
Were we just in Mexico? Because that accent was so spot on.
Tortilla. Taco.
Fantastic work. And I think that might be the only number 1 in the back half coming out. Holy
Stargazer number 1 from Mad Cave Studios. So it's just Mad Cave stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I do not want to pick a... Oh, man. I don't know.
The final copy of Vlad Dracul number 3 of 3. Zorro Galleon of the Dead number 1 from American Mythology. Supernatural take on Zorro. But, Drew, this is one of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. What's the one book to make sure you go out, grab, and hold on to because it's going to be worth money?
I'm going to go with Ice Cream Man Quarantine Comics Special number 1.
The book you said you passed on. Interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm flipping the script.
And I'm going to say Wonder Woman number 762, the 1 in 25 Mikael Ianen Liar cardstock variant.
So 1 in 10? Is that what you said?
1 in 25.
So that's not really fair, Kyle.
If you can find a good deal on it, I think it's going to be good because she seems like a very cool and interesting character.
All right. I'll allow it.
And also remember, the Ice Cream Man book, part of the proceeds go to charity. Would it make you feel better if I just did the cover A for Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Okay, let's just do the cover A then, because I also really like that.
That's something you could actually walk in on Wednesday and pick up. I don't think you can walk in and pick up a 1 in 25. Not at our LCS, anyway.
No, at our LCS, you'll have to get it off their eBay page, because they'll be scalping it. No, Cowabunga, our actual local.
Not Cowabunga, our actual local.
Mm-hmm.
So. Boo.
Well, we want to thank you guys for listening on with Drew and myself, following along with us through this week's new releases, through this week's FOC, and all the hot books that have been flying off the shelves from now down and through the 40s or whatever we were looking at one point in time. If there are some books on this week, because you heard Drew and myself go a few times as we're trying to pick our books of the week, let us know. Of course, I'm hot on Cyberpunk 2077 as a read, but
Yes.
I couldn't decide whether it was a spec-worthy pick. If you have other spec-worthy picks that you cannot stop talking about, let us know. Let us know what the picks of the week are, what you're picking up. Be part of the podcast, or
And
if
tell
you just agree.
Kyle.
Yeah, all right.
Tell Kyle you don't want to hear 1 in 50s as spec picks of the week. Tell him that that's dumb, and you got to pick a book that's accessible and easy to pick.
I have on multiple occasions walked into LCSs and seen ratio variants sitting there, and I've been like, boy, I wish somebody would have advised me on whether I should pick this up. Whereas Drew sits on his throne of lies and just says things, and I'm tired of it.
I'll just let the listeners decide, and if they say,
Oh, you've
it's
poisoned
okay,
you've poisoned the well, my friend.
No, they don't. We're equals in their eyes. Whatever. Well, I'm sure it's 51-49 me, but whatever they say. If they think it's cool,
I was just trying to wrap up the show.
one in a. Oh, I think you should get the 1 in 1,000. That's my spec pick of the week. Oh, if that's what they want, we'll start doing that. But I, in my infinite wisdom, think that's dumb. That's just my opinion.
Ratioed can have value. Ratioed cannot.
They do have value. They do have value already built in.
Not always, my friend. Not always,
Yeah,
my
all
friend. We just saw an example where I splurged for the ratio version of the frickin' Silk book, and I'm swimming in dough because of it.
Well, in theory.
And guess what? I
picked
picked it up from an LCS. You tool.
That's true. You did. That's true. But all right. Well, I just, again, this is my one man's opinion on what our show should be about. So if the listeners think we should be going for these very much more rare things, we could do that. But that would make it a lot easier.
Would it?
Yeah.
A majority of the ratios I stay the heck away from because it's too hard to recoup.
I mean, I think every week it would be a 1 in 25 or a 1 in 50.
Heck no.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because
it's going to be worth money.
No, it's not. I've seen 1 in 25 books worth cover price a month later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. My Moon Knights, they bottomed out, didn't they?
Yes, they did. So for Drew and for myself, see ya.
We're done. Our last show. I quit.